Welcome to another episode of Mastermind Bites. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I have the opportunity to help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Over the last few years, I've been able to meet some of the most amazing people on earth, some of the masters of their skills, and I got to learn from them, hear them speak, be in their presence, and just get some knowledge as to how they are able to succeed. And today, I'm very, very happy to feature Dr. Phil. And the reason why I do these shows is so that we can better learn and share some of these stories to my audience and have you learn from them as well. Now, Dr. Phil is one of the most famous psychologists out there. He's known as Dr. Phil, and he's been associated with Oprah. He has his own television show. He's a host. He's an author of many, many books. He's in broadcasting. He's actually in the Hall of Fame of broadcasting and cable. He has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And he also has an amazing podcast. And I love the name of his podcast, Fill in the Blanks. Now, he is the person that lots of people look up to, lots of people listen to for advice and to get guidance and get also suggestions and strategies as to how to succeed and how to overcome depression and how to have the right mindset. There's a lot of things that he says that I find very, very fascinating. A lot of things that he says that really, really speaks to me because it really fits into the business mindset, the success mindset, and how you achieve goals and your dreams and everything that you ever wanted to set out for yourself. One of the things he always says is there's only two things that separates a dream and a goal, and that is a timeline and accountability. If you could find those people to hold you accountable to the things that you say you want to do and have that timeline so that it's not just a far-fetched thing that you're going to say. It's a goal. It's no longer just a dream. You create that vision because you have a goal now. So have a timeline and have accountability. Something I really admire about Dr. Phil is his willingness to really want to share with other people. Being able to meet him a few times and also listen to him speak on stage live, his engagement with the audience, his ability to sell his stories and talk about his experience and just talk about his advice and his strategies is really, really amazing just to hear him speak live. One of the things I really admire is his ability to really expand his reach. He has a message and he wants to deliver that message to as many people as he can. And because of this day and age with technology and the internet and being online, he realized that not many people are listening to his stuff on daily networks or the broadcasting channels and cable. So what he did was he then expands into the podcasting realm. He wants to spread his message. He wants to increase his reach, and he just always wants to improve himself. He's in a very special category. He's basically number one in what he does, and he's basically always competing against himself. So he's always looking for ways to improve. How does he add more value? How does he increase his viewership? How does he spread his message to more and more people? And that's why he has the podcast. And it's absolutely a great podcast. He has some amazing guests, and I love listening to it. You learn a lot of great stuff from it, and you get to meet a lot of different individuals that he actually interviews, and you get to learn from them as well. Now, there's four main things that really speaks out to me, and four main things that I believe should really be implemented into our daily lives and in our businesses as well. And the very first thing is problems are complex, yet the solutions are actually very simple. If you really think about it, the problem that you have or any issues that you have could be very complex and has lots of history, has lots of emotions, has lots of people involved. But the actual solution to solve that problem is really just taking action. It's actually not as complex as you might think it to be. And therefore, if we start focusing on the what we should be doing instead of the why the problem is at hand, then you are able to take that action. You're able to overcome that barrier and keep on moving forward. You need to start changing your behavior. One of the sayings you have is change your behavior. Change your behavior and behave your way to success. So as you keep on behaving a certain way towards that common goal of being successful, then you'll eventually get there. So stop focusing on the why the problem is at hand, but focus on what you need to do. Analyze as to what that currency is. What's the outcome? What's the goal? What's the benefit of making that change? And then when you can control the payoff, then you can control your behavior. And that I thought was one of the best things that he said because it really applies to either your daily life or your business as well. Another thing that he said, number 2, would be categorize your home. Now, when you're at your home setting, you want to make sure that you have separate categorized areas for certain things that you want to discuss, or certain things that you want to do, or certain things that you want to feel. The thing is, throughout your house, there's a lot of different memories, there's a lot of different emotions, there's a lot of different scenarios and stories that apply to certain places around your home. And therefore, if you're always having celebrations and announcements and happy thoughts in your kitchen area, you want to maintain that area to be great news, happy times, and great memories. You don't want to mix that up with bad news or frustrations or arguments. So if you do have any disagreements or you have any arguments, you want to dedicate that space to somewhere else, so that you don't always have those emotions mixed into all the great memories that you have in a certain area. So you want to categorize your home into different emotions, different places where you do certain things. What you don't want is to always walk into one place where you're always going to be at and you always feel down, because that's where all the bad news is always going to have. So categorize your home. I think that's a really good strategy to maintain a good, healthy mindset throughout your house. And therefore, you're able to have great energy in one spot and more serious conversations in another spot. Another thing he talked about, number 3, is pain is a motivator. We can always look at pain as a negative, because if there's no pain, if there's no negative, if there's no downside to things, we don't understand or we don't appreciate the good stuff that comes up. And the thing is, pain actually motivates you to take action. One thing that he says was, a story that he shared was, if it was a very hot day and you were walking on the pavement with your bare feet, and it's very, very hot, eventually the pain is going to get to your feet and you're going to move off that and go onto the cool grass. If you didn't feel the pain, you're never going to move on to that grass. And if you didn't feel the pain, you might actually burn the bottom of your feet. So the pain is the motivator for you to take action and move on to something better, something more comfortable, which is the grass in this case. So in this day and age, we're so quick to go into medication. We're so quick to take a pill. We're so quick to take some outside influence and put it into our bodies to mask that pain. But if we're constantly masking our pain on a long-term basis, then we're going to lose that ability to take action. We're going to lose that ability to move forward and adjust and be better and improve. So short-term medication is beneficial, because that short-term medication will allow you to at least mask that pain for a short period of time and then move forward. But if you're taking that pain medication for a long, long time, maybe you need to look at it from a different point of view and go, how do I change this pain from a different mindset so that you're not masking it? You're not lying to yourself. You're not lying to your body as to why you're actually feeling that pain, and you're not just masking it. And the thing is, it comes down to what winners and losers do. He has this little talk about how winners do things that losers don't do or not willing to do. And winners are willing to take on the pain. Winners are willing to take that pain and engage themselves, motivate themselves, and do better and push forward. And I thought that was somewhat relevant for people in business, because people in business are willing to take on the pain of staying up late, waking up early, working nonstop, and just to achieve that goal, achieve that business deal, achieve that relationship. And that's what entrepreneurs do. We suffer some of that pain to gain that currency that we want, which is the original thing. What is that currency? What is that goal? What is that payoff? And we control that, which controls our behavior, which would then allow us to get motivated based on that pain that we may or may not be suffering. The fourth thing I want to share with you that he shared that I thought was very good is that incremental changes will add up. And the thing is, as we have incremental changes, we're going to be able to move forward, achieve those goals that we set ourselves to achieve, having that timetable, having that accountability. The thing is, time never stops. And we can either not do anything and end up farther behind than where we are, or we can make little tiny changes. And if you only put little tiny changes and little tiny efforts every single day towards that goal, after 2-3 years, you're going to look back and go, wow, I've made so much difference. And the thing is, it's those incremental changes. It's that behavior to success that you're going to be implementing into your everyday life. So if you think about that, just start off small. It's just like writing a book, writing one chapter at a time, or buying real estate. by one property at a time, or just simply mind feeding 20 minutes a day, or learning a new thing every single day, or maybe if you wanted to wake up early or sleep later. Waking up early, let's say if your goal was to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, well, maybe every single day, decrease your alarm clock by 1 minute a day, and eventually you hit that 4 a.m. wake up time. So it's those incremental changes that make a whole lot of difference. So those are four things that really stuck out to me when talking about Dr. Phil. Is that problems are complicated, but solutions are not. We just have to take on the action, focusing on the what and not the why. Number two, categorizing your home, being able to put certain events in one area of your home and have that area have those memories and have those emotions all the time. Number three is recognizing that pain could be a motivator for you, and that pain allows you to go and improve, to adjust, and to push forward and take action. And number four, it is that incremental changes make a whole lot of difference. Behave your way to success. Now, as a bonus, I thought that was something that really blew my mind. And because he's one of the most famous psychologists, he had this little thing about a mind virus. And what exactly is a mind virus? Well, that is how he is able to tell if somebody is lying or telling the truth. He plants little mind viruses in a conversation to see what the response is going to be coming back. So let's say, for instance, and completely hypothetical, somebody steals a whole box of cookies, or somebody steals lunch from the pantry or something like that. And how would he go about talking to somebody who may or may not be a suspect for that crime? So what he would do is, would you be able to tell me why somebody would tell me that they saw you in the vicinity of where this lunch was being stolen? Well, the thing is, our minds work at 1,200 to 1,400 words a minute, whereas we speak 125 words a minute. So if it takes somebody to reply 5-6 seconds to reply to that, that means they're taking time to process information before they're able to reply. If they know for a fact that they did not steal anything, they go, oh yeah, that's not me. There's no way that they would have saw me walking in that vicinity. Well, it's only going to take them milliseconds to come up with the answer. But if they go, well, I don't know why somebody would see me, or I don't know why anybody would say that, and it takes them a period of time to come up with that answer, well, it probably is because they ran a whole bunch of scenarios in their minds before they came up with that thought. So I thought that mind virus thing that he plants in people's heads is pretty interesting, and I thought that was something pretty fascinating to do, and something that we could probably implement when we're talking to investors or business partners and stuff like that, just to see what their true thoughts are, or where their true intentions are, and before we jump into a deal or before we sign that partnership and stuff like that. So those are 5 things that I thought was pretty incredible to learn from Dr. Phil. I hope that you learned a lot from the session, and if you like this, then please tune into my previous videos with Weird Al, and also with Arnold Schwarzenegger, or tune into my other shows like the Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less, which I look into the cognitive bias of how our minds work, or my Peak Potential Success show. So please like, subscribe, and also comment. I can't wait to see your comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your potential. I'll see you later.